I knew this was coming. There were warnings.
Despite bold pledges to end austerity by the Syriza party of Greece, rumors of withholding debt payment ended when 460 million euros went to the IMF Thursday, April 9th. In total, Greece has 16 billion euros due this year to creditors. That's 8% of their GDP. Literally impossible without just printing new money. Something Greece cannot do while it's part of the Eurozone. More than 6 billion is due to the European Central Bank from June to August. Greece's economy is still facing greater than 25% unemployment with little signs of recovery. On the war front, a preliminary deal with Iran on their nuclear program has been reached that would see Iran making drastic cuts to its program in return for economic sanctions being lifted. We will see if this plays out. Of course, Israel is not the happiest. Speaking of, both Israel and Iran are set to join China's Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. In end of the petrodollar news, China is closer to joining the major league of reserve currencies, with a deal possible later this year to include the yuan in the International Monetary Fund's SDR global currency. Germany supports the addition. We will give more details later on this year as the plan unfolds. China has its own potential problems, though. The Shanghai Composite has doubled in 1 year, giving hints of a bubble. The Hong Kong Seng market rose 10% in just 2 days. In U.S.-focused news, the Atlanta Fed reports GDP growth revised to 0% for the first quarter of 2015, down from a 2.3 estimate given February 13th. The U.S. dollar index has already recovered back to 1%, down from the recent high. For the stock market, the S&P 500 is roughly flat in 2015, remaining at 2,090 points, where it ended last December. In contrast, gold and silver are showing a slight turnaround, as well as the oil price. Our estimates say oil will not have any massive moves this year, absent any OPEC major cut, which is not likely. In the last year, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics has added 2.1 million Americans to the not in the labor force category. The total is now 93.2 million Americans. At a 320 million person population, this would put a straightforward unemployment number well above 30%. There are 24 million more Americans not in the labor force compared to just 15 years ago. To our north, Canada is expected to pass a balanced budget law to return to fiscal restraint they saw before the 2008 crisis. Be sure to tune in next week for your next summary of economic crisis news.